Tencent was a modest enterprise with under $1,500 in its bank accounts. Today, however, it has emerged as the 10th largest corporation globally, boasting a staggering value exceeding $1.6 trillion. It practically governs the entire internet and gaming industry, controlling major players like Riot Games, Epic Games, Ubisoft, Discord, Reddit, and even Tesla, solidifying its monopoly over the tech sector. Interestingly, despite its colossal size, Tencent remains a relatively unknown entity for many. So how did this meteoric rise occur, and why is Tencent not a household name? The answer lies in questionable tactics such as legal manipulation, competition sabotage, human rights violations, and collaboration with the Chinese Communist Party. Tencent, which now seems unstoppable, is more than just a company. It's a tool utilized by the Chinese government. With Tencent's position at the pinnacle solidified, the CCP is keen to exploit it fully. Leveraging Tencent's centralized structure, the CCP has significantly increased its global surveillance, censorship, and control capabilities. This has resulted in global governments desperately trying to curb Tencent's influence, recognizing its potential as one of the world's most hazardous entities. Initially, Tencent was a simple startup, established in late 1998 and releasing its first product shortly after. They observed the popularity of foreign instant messaging services and launched their own version, focused on China. The company was not unfamiliar with unethical practices even in its early days. Despite several setbacks, including legal issues and near bankruptcy due to server infrastructure costs, Tencent persevered with the help of venture capital firms and the CCP. These early investments in Tencent proved to be one of history's most valuable, as their instant messaging service QQ gained 1 million users in the first year and 50 million in the next. The service soon monopolized China's instant messaging market, marking the beginning of Tencent's domination. The company continued to reinvest its profits, buying out other services and incorporating them into QQ, turning it into a Chinese mega app controlling nearly every aspect of users' lives. While achieving quick success, Tencent's rapid growth caught the attention of the Chinese government, leading to the formation of a deep and well-connected relationship between Tencent and the CCP. This powerful partnership was used to maximum effect, controlling markets in China and abroad, as China realized the crucial role of technology for its global dominance plans. Tencent was transformed from a simple messaging service into a vast conglomerate, acquiring and integrating features and companies. It used aggressive tactics to suppress competitors and become a formidable monopoly. Tencent's rampant aggression eventually attracted the attention of the Chinese Supreme Court. However, instead of imposing sanctions on Tencent, the CCP decided to allow its growth unregulated, emphasizing the strong bond between Tencent and the CCP. Tencent's executive boards became filled with CCP officials, and the company became a virtual extension of the CCP. Empowered by its strong ties with the CCP and its vast resources, Tencent was free to expand its monopoly, buying up companies both within China and overseas. Tencent acquired significant stakes in leading game companies such as Riot Games, Epic Games, and Blizzard. These acquisitions were not merely financial investments, but also political moves aimed at increasing Tencent's and the CCP's influence over Western society. In 2011, Tencent released WeChat, a mobile version of QQ, which soon became incredibly popular, boasting over 1 billion active users. Tencent turned WeChat into a mega app, just like QQ, providing users with a one-stop solution for various needs, from shopping and social media to online dating and banking. By 2015, WeChat was generating over $3 billion for Tencent, with the CCP benefiting significantly from this success due to its deep-rooted involvement in Tencent's upper management. This level of influence solidified the perception of Tencent as a weapon of the Chinese government, which the CCP exploited to enforce their censorship techniques. On the surface, Tencent's story may seem similar to many other startups struggling for investment and striving for growth. However, in reality, Tencent was designed to become an integral part of the CCP. From its humble beginnings with only $1,000 to its current multi-billion-dollar status, Tencent's growth has been significantly influenced by the CCP. This influence grew alongside Tencent's growth, enabling the CCP to encourage Tencent's development, give it monopolistic privileges, and gain substantial control in return. Tencent today is essentially a private company, but heavily imbued with Chinese characteristics. Almost every prominent company owes its success to its connections with the Communist Party. This includes giants like Tencent, led by CEO Pony Ma, and Jack Ma, another renowned tech CEO, both of whom are unrelated. They were both seen applauding during a speech by Xi Jinping at the Great Hall of the People 2 months ago. They were given prime seats at this event where everyone was required to applaud. Xi Jinping asserted that the Communist Party would retain leadership over all sectors, including tech companies. Both Jack and Pony were recognized for their remarkable contributions to China's economy. This is one of the reasons why the Communist Party has now become a significant player in the corporate landscape and exercises de facto control over companies like Huawei, Alibaba, and Tencent. Despite the aspirations of many entrepreneurs, the reality is that these businesses are now largely controlled by the Communist Party. Chinese billionaires who fail to comply with the party's demands frequently find themselves incarcerated or mysteriously disappearing. This backdrop explains why Tencent had nearly 6,000 Communist Party members within its organization by 2011. That same year, the party established a committee within Tencent's leadership structure. Through this committee, the party gained total control of all of Tencent's apps, including QQ and WeChat. This allowed the party to manage every facet of the Chinese internet. Every message sent through these apps is subject to a series of algorithms and keyword checks to pass government censorship. Certain words are outright blocked, while others are flagged. Images sent through these platforms are also scanned against a database of banned images. This allows the Chinese government to censor public discourse almost entirely, removing any content criticizing the Communist Party or anything not aligning with their so-called principles. But the apps go beyond mere censorship. They're embedded in daily life, providing the party access to a wealth of private data, including payment details, real-time location, and social interactions. This data feeds into the Communist Party's social credit system, aiding the government in creating a comprehensive picture of its citizens. Tencent's success in controlling China raises the question of whether it could replicate this system globally. This would be an ideal stepping stone for China's ambitions for global dominance. This is why Tencent has acquired many foreign companies, including gaming companies and social media sites. They aim to exert influence over public opinion in other countries. One of the most notable instances of this was at the 2019 Hearthstone tournament, when a competitor was penalized and banned for supporting the Hong Kong freedom fighters. Blizzard, which is partially owned by Tencent, refused to back down even in the face of intense global criticism. Tencent aims to control Western culture by controlling Western companies. It goes beyond social media sites and games. The manager of the Houston Rockets tweeted in support of Hong Kong, leading to Tencent refusing to broadcast any of their games. Both the manager and the NBA issued public apologies to China for their inappropriate actions. Tencent censorship has even reached American WeChat users who tried to discuss pro-democracy victories in Hong Kong. Similarly, ByteDance, the Chinese giant that owns TikTok, has begun censoring content on their platform. However, the most sinister development is related to Tencent's investment in social media companies. When Tencent invested $150 million into Reddit, the site erupted in uproar. Reddit has a history of removing posts related to Hong Kong and other topics sensitive to China. An alarming aspect of Tencent's investment in Reddit is user data. In an Amnesty International report, Tencent scored 0 out of 100 for its data treatment due to significant transparency issues. Since Tencent owns a significant part of Reddit, they have access to all its data and significant sway within the company. The situation extends beyond Reddit. Discord, for example, was involved with Tencent from its inception, with Tencent pouring more and more funds into the company. This data collection feeds into Tencent's vast collection of user data from the West. If Tencent has access to this information, so does the Communist Party. This is all part of China's plan to control the global population. These investments are purely financial, as they target platforms like Reddit and Discord, which hold sway over hundreds of millions, if not billions, of users. It's common knowledge that social media and public sentiment have a profound influence, impacting even the fate of political elections that are largely contested online nowadays. By investing heavily in major social media platforms, they gain direct access to tools that can influence public opinion. By subtly manipulating these companies, the CCP can indirectly influence public sentiment and disrupt discourse. Each foreign investment is simply more soft power for China, even as it blocks Western social media sites from entering its internet sphere. They've even constructed their notorious Great Firewall, severely limiting or completely blocking websites like Google, YouTube, and Facebook, thus keeping Western influence at bay. ByteDance, the creator of TikTok, and Tencent are key players in this strategy. They acquire companies and use this influence to interfere with the West. TikTok, boasting 1.5 billion users, is a remarkable accomplishment for the CCP, giving them access to data and the ability to influence Gen Z. Despite TikTok's claims that the user data doesn't end up with the Chinese government, the user agreements allow them to share data with ByteDance, their parent company. This is a concern for the U.S. government, which led to moves to ban the app in 2020 and is why the FBI is investigating the unchallenged influence of these companies. The third part of China's strategy is through Huawei, a giant in infrastructure and hardware, which has been constructing tech infrastructure worldwide for years. It, along with Tencent, provides both the hardware and software, giving the CCP direct access to billions of devices and networks, as well as an extensive information source about Western populations. Despite the increased scrutiny, the Chinese tech giants like Tencent and ByteDance are facing problems not only from foreign pushback, but from within China itself. The CCP has begun to exercise control over these companies, issuing anti-monopoly fines totaling around $3.25 billion in 2021. Tencent was a part of this, which led to a significant drop in their stock. Furthermore, several Chinese tech billionaires have disappeared, only to reappear in Chinese courtrooms following displays of disloyalty to the CCP. Tencent has seen a significant decrease in its valuation, due in part to the CCP's loss of confidence in its ability to control the populace, massive protests, and the challenges the government faces with COVID-19. Even TikTok and Huawei are facing opposition, with growing concerns about China's control of recommendation algorithms and infrastructural influence. The issue of Chinese technological infiltration isn't going away soon. While efforts are being made to remove the influence of Tencent, Huawei, and TikTok, the process may take years, if not decades. The future of Tencent remains uncertain.